Good morning. Time for Coffee and Football. This is the Patriot Football League 2037, the 18th season. This is the third game of the first week. Game 1, Columbia defeated Northborough Tigers on the road 17-14, and San Francisco in Game 2 traveled to Plattsburgh and lost 27-7. That's the first two games of the week. We have one more game, and this one is between the Mesa Machine and the Dayton Triangles. I was trying to look up, so I kept all the history of these 17 seasons, and I tried to scan all history and keep them on PDFs. And it was a fairly expensive proposition. I mean, I would track every game, track box score highlights, statistics if we were doing stats. Anyway, and then I would at the end take all those and scan, go down to Office Depot and scan in a big file. And it was kind of expensive. But for some reason, the 2036 season, I have the records, I have the standings, I have the leaders, I have the all the stats, but I don't have the schedule in that scanned file. So somewhere in my hard records out in the storage, I would keep everything in an envelope. At the end of the season, everything goes in an envelope, and I seal it up, and I put a date on it, and I put the what it's in that envelope, etc. And that's out there somewhere in my records. I was going to look up and see last year when these two teams met, what happened, and I couldn't do it. So that would have been fun to say last year the Mesa Machine defeated the Dayton, whatever. Unfortunately, I don't have that on hand. Also, I was able to rate 4 complete NFL seasons last year and put them in the book. So 58, AFL 68, 58, AFL 68, NFL 68, 1978, 1988 NFL. So I got 5 seasons all rated for this game in the book last night. And I'm going to go back and I'm going to rate every team and every season of the Patriot Football League history. So I won't do them like this. This would be your active teams. But I'll go back and I'll rate the 2020 teams, 21, 22, 23, 24, highlight them. And then you could literally go back and play any PFL team against any PFL team from the past or whatever. So they'll all be rated and relative. So it's going to be great. You just won't have a full. This is what you want to do for your active leagues. You want to have names of players and stuff like that. You don't have to. You literally do not have to, but it'll help you see what's happening. All right, with that said, let's go ahead and get this written down. We got Mesa at Dayton. I keep wanting to say Daytona. I don't know what my problem is, but probably because I do a lot of... I hear Daytona in my head, or I hear Daytona more in my life than I ever hear the name Dayton. So I keep wanting to say Daytona. This is PFL 37, Game 3, Week 1, baby. And we're going to flip that coin, see if Mesa... And I always go heads. I'm a heads guy here. I know I always hear the tails never fails nonsense, but, well, tails. I guess I'm wrong. So it's going to be Dayton with the ball first. All right, again, let's talk about this. Dayton has the best offense in the league with a 12 die, but their defense is a lowly 4. Mesa has a 10 die. Their defense is a 6. So we're going to have an interesting matchup here. We don't need the D8, and remember, these are for extraneous. So Dayton's going to get the ball first. Home team's going to get the ball. Fans on their feet for the brand new season of the PFL, Season 18. Unbelievable. But I have all the records, so I'm going to go back and rate every season and every team from the past PFL. There'll be 18 seasons going in the book, which would be cool. All right, 4. They're going to bring it out to the 20. All right, here we go. And again, we need the defensive die for Mesa, offensive die. We'll move these out of the way so I don't get too confused here. Okay. And remember, this is for either the details, drive details, or of course to find out who intercepted it, who fumbled it, etc. All right. So Dayton's first drive is going to go 5-1. It's going with 40 yards, but it is going to end there. 10, 20, 30, 40. And it's going to end on a punt, I believe. Yep, punt. So Dayton's drive ends in a punt, and the enemy takes over right here. Here we go. And the Mesa Machine, their quarterback is Stone. They have a great back in Olins. 2 really good receivers in Norris and Stanley. On the defensive side, they have Denton and Davis, fantastic. Vargas and Grable at linebacker are stars. And Rhodes and Quinn are their two best defensive backs. Bartlett and Poisson don't even register. So these guys are warm bodies. They're not going to rack up any interceptions or fumble recoveries or anything. Dayton, on the other hand, has a great quarterback in West who can run and pass. Poole, a solid back who can catch the ball as well. They have, and of course, they have Greenwald, one of the better receivers in the game, as well as Kirby. Kirby's also their kick and punt returner. On the defensive side, they have Oakenford, who's a longtime vet, and Carney, who are two really solid defensive linemen. Swan is the other end. Kimbrough, one of the best linebackers in the game, and 4 defensive backs who can make plays. Here we go. It's going to be 9 minus 3. This is where the defense is going to hurt them. Right? 9 minus 3. We can see the production. So Mesa Machine is like a hot knife through butter. Again, I talked about using the dice narratively. When I see a 9, I know Mesa is on track. This is a team that's running, passing, dicing up. However, Dayton, although not a very good team on defense, 3, they're trying their hardest. Anyway, it's going to lead to 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's a field goal. 2, it's a field goal of 29 yards by Mesa Machine's climb. So the Mesa Machine climb with a 22-yard field goal. Folks, the Mesa Machine in Dayton, and the crowd holding their breath as Dayton has relinquished a really beautiful drive to the Mesa Machine. And now Dayton's big bad offense at 12 with West, Poole, Greenwald, Kirby. They need to step up and make a play. Let's kick it off. 3, they're going to bring it out to the 20. And we're going to be going back to these dice. Move these out of the way. Here we go, the Dayton Triangles. Oh, wait, that was a field goal. I was going to say, what kind of touchdown was that? 4 and 4. They're stalemated. 6. 6 on a stalemate is a punt or punt return. So they would have punted this. And that, again, remember, they don't punt from the 20. The abstract, they could have had, let's say, a sack. They could have held. It could have been a holding, or let's say a 15-yard penalty. Half the distance to the goal. They punted it to the 40, and the guy returned it down to the 20, right? So that would be pips for the Mesa Machine with a big punt return. Pips with a big punt return. And the Mesa Machine now are in a great position to score again. Not good. Not good for Dayton. Dayton may fall way behind here in the first quarter. Yeah, 7-1. Yep, touchdown. It's going to be an actual touchdown, a 6. 6 on the 7 chart is a touchdown pass. So Stone throws a touchdown pass to Stone, TD pass to 9. 9 is going to be a back out of the backfield. No, it's Billups. It's their slot receiver, Billups, who's also their kick returner. And it's 10-0. Dayton falls behind at home in front of fans. Uh-oh, not good. Here we go, the kickoff. Dayton needs to bring this sucker out to the 30, give themselves some room. Yes, they do. So maybe that's the start of a good thing for Dayton. They finally bring the ball out around the 30. And it's going to be 7 minus 1, 60 for Dayton. Again, high and low. So this defense, Mesa Machine was in the wrong defense, are missing tackles, stuff like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, down to the 10, and unfortunately the drive ends there with 9. 9 was a missed field goal. Oh, dang, Lexington misses a field goal. Lexington, and his field goal missed was the length of 10. It was a 26-yard field goal. No good. And the Dayton fans groan as Lexington comes off the field shaking his head at his disgust in himself. But this puts Dayton in a great position if they can execute on defense to create a defensive score. No, they're going to give up. Wow, they executed the best they could. Dayton played the best they could, but Mesa's too good. 8. They're going to go 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. The exchange 3 is a punt. So they ended up driving it out and punting it. And this will be Dayton's final position. No, that was Dayton. So that's it. First quarter's over, folks. It is 10-0. Dayton giving up a field goal on a beautiful long drive, and then they give up a touchdown pass from Stone to Billups. And the 1, 2, 3, Dayton's going to take over right there to start the second quarter. Wow, I just love this game. There's going to be a little fine-tuning to the charts, a little fine-tuning probably to the rules on a couple of things that I'm working on. As I play, I'm making mental notes. I may actually do some test plays with some of the historical teams that I made, using a D8 for some great defenses. I'm really concerned that Dell said, he suggested don't do it, use a D8 for defense. But boy, when I see great defenses like Pittsburgh, or I tend to want to have that D8 in the game to really show how teams could shut people out or whatever. But I think he's right, though. I mean, it ain't like we're scoring a lot of points, even with the D6 as the top defense. All right, I rolled a 4 and a 2, so Dayton's going to go 2. So they got a great offense, but they just can't muster much right now. They're not executing. And this other thing I love, if you tracked this, you could say, man, these guys, you can't blame the defense when you don't execute. This is an execution die. This is where Bill Cowher's huddling up his guys and telling them, listen, you guys got to do better than this. A 4 ain't going to get it done. I love that. Narratively, we can tell how they are not getting the job done. Of course, and Mesa didn't do well. But anyway, 1, 2, 8. It's going to be a fumble lost. Oh, we're going to roll the D10 for fumbles now. I was getting way too many fumbles against the top back, so just find out on. It doesn't matter. Fumble loss could be a pass reception, whatever. 10. It's going to be a fumble by Sims, the third back. So Dayton's back. Their third down back comes in the ball game and loses the ball. Now that makes much more sense. And now we go back to the Mesa Machine, already up by 10 on the road. Oh, look at this, a stalemate 5. 5 is going to be a punt, and they're going to end up with the ball right here. Holy cow. Great return by Kirby for Dayton, and Dayton's going to be in a nice situation to score now if they can just execute on offense. And when I say execute, that's what this is. This is your execution dice, right? Offense execution, defense execution. 7 and 2 is 5. They're going to score. Finally, Dayton. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're going to get a touchdown pass of 2. No, a touchdown run. So it's going to be a run by, and we're going to roll the run die for the backs. 5. It's going to be Poole. Their stud back, Poole. TD run. And folks, it is 10-7. The Dayton fans erupt as Poole kicks out to the right, spins away from a tackler, and trots into the end zone. A little pony step, hearkening to Walter Payton, a little homage to Walter Payton, as Dayton now has answered, and the crowd roars. Mesa Machine on the kickoff is out to the 20. Uh-oh, Dayton, I feel it now. The momentum has shifted. Dayton's been trapped on their side of the field. Now, oh, how things can change quickly in football. Oh, wrong dice. Whoops. See, I'm trying to give Mesa Dayton's offense. Here we go. It's going to be 3 and 2, so they're going to go 10 yards before they. Oh wait, no, they're going to go 3 and 1, 2 before they give it up. 2, and they're going to give it up on a punt. Again, Kirby with a good return. All right, Dayton's final turn of this half. And it's going to be, all right, good execution. Bill Cowher's going to be happy with that, 7. However, the defense really plays well. It's going to be 3, 10, 20, 30. They're going to give it up on 3. Another missed field goal. Oh, my God. Lexington. This time he misses a 2. He misses a 29-yarder. Oh, that stinks for Dayton. And this is it. Mesa's last possession. Last possession of the first quarter. It's going to be 8 and 4. Wow, they're going to go 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Dayton's executing. They're just not very good. Another brilliant drive. And again, 2 is a punt. So they would have ended up punting. And folks, it is 10-7 at halftime. The Dayton Triangle's trying to win at home. Dayton had a good year last year, but not good enough to win a championship. Okay, Mesa gets the ball to start. And they're going to bring it up to the 30. So Mesa's offense executing their special teams. George Cooper coaching Mesa. Mesa had not been great for a long time. George Cooper was the difference. And then they drafted Stones and Olins. And things started to turn around for the Mesa Machine. Oh, and here we're going to get 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. 7 is a punt. So they ended up punting on this drive. Whoops, that was the Mesa Machine. Dayton triangles. Here we go. And Dayton, of course, uses these two dice. Oh, Dayton's going to go for a big drive. So there we go. Bill Cowher's butt chewing at halftime. Sets his jaw, storms the sidelines as his team works the ball down the field for 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Flipping that field. But still, 6 is going to lead to a punt. So somewhere during that drive, they were forced to punt. But he cannot be dissatisfied with better execution. That was best execution they've had all day outside the touchdown. We're going to get 9 and 4. So again, Dayton is rolling 4. So if I was tracking this, I would know that Dayton's playing. When I write my recap of the game, the Dayton defense played well. They just aren't good enough. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1. Turnover on downs. Oh, the Mesa Machine got down there and said, hey, man, we're not going to kick a field. We're going for it on the 30. Who makes the stop on this brilliant 4th down stop? 3. It's going to be Swan, the big defensive end. So that could have been a sack, a batted pass at the line of scrimmage, or he stuffed a back. That's amazing. Let's roll to see. Let's roll to see what they were doing. 8, they were doing a pass, so it would have been a sack. So Swanson would get a 4th down sack. Holy cow. Swan, I should say. He is their highest rated run stopper on that defensive line in the old grid zone game. But, you know, when you get a guy like Stone who's trying to run, a guy like Swan's going to get to him and pull him down. Dayton's going to take over right there. A turnover on downs. How sweet it is to see that. Here we go. Oh, Dayton with a 12, baby. So Bill Cowher's halftime adjustments may reap reward, and they may find a way to win this ball game. That's going to be 8. Although, again, the Mesa Machine played really good defense. That's 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's 6, but Lexington misses the field goal, so we're going to get a touchdown of 6. That is a run touchdown. Uh-oh, and who is it? It's West. The quarterback's going to keep it. So West, TD run. PAT fails. Holy cow, folks. It's 10-13. The fans in Dayton on their feet roar as West drops back, rolls to the right, sees green, and just takes off, trots into the end zone. The crowd roars. However, they come to a groan as Lexington misses the PAT. Unbelievable. Uh-oh, and Mesa return it out to the 30, baby. Boy, this is heating up. Now that I'm getting used to my mind breaking down the dice, I'm starting to get into that narrative spirit of what a game like this can do. People think I'm crazy. They see this and go, that's it? Yeah, you have no idea how this creates narrative. None. You have zero idea. This is pretty epic for me, right? Dell nailed it. 2. So they're going to go 20 as the Dayton plays decent defense. Mesa not executing. That's a 40% offense right now. They're going to get 20, and then 2, it's going to lead to a punt. And that's their final possession, or their final turn of the 3rd. That's why that's so important. And now Dayton out there against a good defense. Oh, and it's going to be a loss of 20 for Dayton. They're pushed back 6. Now we look at what's called the net negative. This could be an interception, etc. 6 is indeed an interception. So West throws a pick. West intercepted. Now, fortunately, he didn't take it back to the house. Intercepted by... Oh, we got to roll a 10 for this. Intercepted by 4 on Mesa. That's Jackson. Defensive tackle picks this off. So I can imagine, technically, the quarterback's arm is going forward. He gets lit up. The ball just goes a few feet in the air, but his arm was going forward. Jackson catches it in his chest and just rumbles. And that's technically an interception, right? That's how that works. So I can envision, how does a DT pick off a pass? That's how, right? Because his hand was going forward when the ball came out, like more like a fumble, but they call it a pick. Jackson. Holy cow. The Mesa Machine DT Jackson with a pick. And that ends the 3rd. Wow, folks, what a game we have. 1, 2, 3. 1. And Dayton took the lead that quarter. It is 13-10 in a dogfight. But here's the problem. Dayton has allowed for a short field. This is off turnover if they score. And it's going to be 3 and 2. They are going to go 10, give the ball up on a 9. 9 is a missed field goal. Klein misses a field goal for the Mesa Machine. And the missed field goal, 9, is a 35-yarder. 35-yard field goal, no good. And that would have tied the game up. The crowd roars as Dayton's defense comes off the field with arms in air. And the coach, Bill Cower, arms jut up into the air, and as he celebrates when that ball goes wide right, he knows how close this is. He would like to win. He would love to win the opener in front of hometown fans. Bill Cower is a fans coach. He's a players coach. He is a fans coach. I don't know anyone that dislikes Bill Cower. Anyone. Here it is, man. 9, great drive. Oh, man, they are lit up now. They're inspired by a missed field goal. 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, down to the 10 and 9. 9 is a missed field goal. Oh, my God, Lexington. A missed field goal. My God, they're going to have to dump Lexington. 6, 30-yarder. No good. That would have given them a nice cushion. The Mesa Machine fans listening and watching on the TV and listening at home can't believe their luck, as Lexington has missed 3 field goals and a PAT. That's 10 points. They should be whooping them 20. They should be whooping them 23 to 10. Yeah, 9-10. Yeah, that's 10 points Lexington is left on the field. This guy's gonna probably, I hate to say it, Bill Cower's a nice guy, but you know, you gotta cut somebody. Holy cow. Mesa starting from their own 10. All right, it's gonna be a 5 and a 3. Dayton's defense steps up 1-2. 9 is gonna be a punt. That means Kirby's gonna get another good return, bringing that ball down. So again, they may have punted from their own 1, right? Could have been a loss, sack, could have been a holding penalty, put them half the distance, and then a punt to the 40, a 10-yard return, and they're at the 30. So it's not difficult to envision how they get the ball at the 30. Wow, this is it. This is a chance for Dayton to put the game away, to ice the game. They're only up by 3. And this is Dayton's, they got 1 turn after this. But this is their best chance. 5 and 1, 4. I think they're going to score. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, 6 and a missed PAT by Lexington. A running score by... So again, West scores again. West on a quarterback keeper. TD run for the quarterback rest. And he was a 2 rusher in grid ball, which if you don't know, 3's the highest. 2. So a quarterback with a 2 run rating is a stud runner. He's got 2 TDs today. Touchdown run, PAT failed. Lexington is now left 11 points on the field. And it is only 10 to 19. Mesa with the kickoff. This is their final turn. And they are not going to bring it out to the 30. This is it for Lexington. I mean for Mesa and Lexington. That's a Freudian slip. It is it for Lexington. We're going to have to make an actual cut, I think. Oh, and the defense plays poorly with a 1, but the offense can't get out of their own. This would be penalties. I can see this as a hold, a false start. Holy cow, 1 and 1 goes nowhere, and 1 is a TOD. They went for it. That is so cool, because they would go for it. You would go for it. Why? Because that's the last play, and you're down by 9. They went for it. Let's roll to see who made the stop. 6. Oh, Mathis, their big outside backer. What was the play type? 6. It was a run, so Mathis sticks him on a big stop. On 4th down, Mathis, and the crowd roars as Dayton's offense takes the field. And I can't kneel down in this because I could roll. You could have a catastrophic play, so you're not allowed to kneel down. You got to complete the final turn. But they're in position to score here again. 4 and 6. Nope, they're going to lose 20 and 8. And how do they lose 20? On a fumble return. They lose the ball. Who fumbles? Whoops, wrong dive for that now. 5 fumbles. Kirby, he caught the ball. Kirby with a fumble. And a return by the defender. 7. Vargas with a fumble return. And that's how the game's going to end. But holy cow, folks. We get 6 more from Dayton in the 4th. Nothing from Mesa. Klein missed a field goal, would have tied the game. 10-19, Dayton won. Mesa 0-1. And there it is, folks. The very first week of the 18th season of the PFL in the books. Dayton struggled early. Mesa up 10-0. Dayton finds a way to get in on a pool touchdown run. Makes it interesting at half. Lexington then missed a field goal going into the tunnel. And it could have been 10-10 at halftime. Bill Cowher gives a little butt chewing at halftime, pulls out the chalkboard, starts talking to West and his offense. They turn on and they end up going out and getting a West touchdown run, miss the PAT, and then West is picked off by a defensive guy. Klein misses a field goal. Lexington misses another field goal. Kirby gets a great punt return. That allows West to score as a quarterback, but Lexington again misses the PAT. Kirby, there's a turnover on downs as Mathis makes a big stop on fourth down, the outside linebacker for Dayton. And Dayton, on their final drive, on a simple little pass to get the first, secure the game. Kirby coughs it up. Vargas scoops it up and returns it back. Unfortunately, time expires. Dayton, not what I would call... This is what I love about pro football, though. It's hard, right? You would say, God, Dayton really didn't do great. Well, yeah, it's pro football. The other team wants to win, too. I love games like this because this is football. You know, you win, you can end up winning big, but you have mistakes, right? And the other team's also executing and having mistakes. This just feels like football. And it feels like football because we have weighted dice. And again, I call them the dueling dice system because we're dueling. The dice are a duel. And either my offense is going to go poorly, and their defense, that would have been the worst possible result could have happened. Horrible execution by the Dayton offense. Perfect execution by the defense. Would have led to a 50-point loss. And then we look at the chart of why it would be such a big loss. Oh, fumble return. Oh, blocked kick. Right? Wow. First week is in the books, folks, of the Patriot Football League, and Dayton can claim a 1-0 position, as can Columbia Coolers, and, of course, the Platypuses, the Plattsburgh Platypuses. Plattsburgh with the most dominant win of the day, 27-7. However, they were playing the worst-rated team in the league. So I would have expected them to win that. Columbia playing a solid MBT team. And, of course, I would say Dayton playing the next best team. Matter of fact, Dayton is a 10-6. Mesa Machine, I mean. So Mesa's probably the most balanced quality team, as they have both an offense and the best defense you can have. Dayton has the best offense you can have, but they do not have a great defense. And that was the kind of game, that's the kind of game I would have expected there. Mesa had a couple of bad plays, right? They missed a field goal. Mesa had the fumble. Where's it at? Mesa had a... where was it? Wasn't there a fumble here? Oh, well. Oh, turnover on downs. They had 2 turnover on downs, right? So Swan for Dayton with a sack on a fourth down, and Mathis with a big hit on a 4th and inches run. Mesa gets stuffed twice. So those count technically as turnovers. Because you're giving the ball up, and you're at your line of scrimmage. So I call those turnovers. So anyway, thank you for watching. This has been Coffee and Football. This is Full On Football, a brand new game we're developing. Game designed by Del Branham. The team rating system and the detailed chart is what I'm bringing to it. Del created the game. I'm creating all of the detailed stuff and the team ratings and things like that. And this is our first ever joint created sports game. We spent 4 years making a role-playing game together, joint, and then I create sports games. This will be the first time Dell and I have actually co-created a sports game, and of course he's got a golf game we're gonna work on too, which uses the dueling dice system, and that I think people are gonna love. Because you can create your own golf courses, and you create your own golfers, and then you're rolling dueling dice for the course. It's pretty sweet. Every course has a hole, and every hole has a die, and you're rolling your golfer against that hole. I'm telling you, it's going to be awesome. Bye-bye.